Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today the weather was very cloudy and we decided to go to the Nehru Zoological Park in Hyderabad, and we thought chalo we'll show the entire thing to you guys as well. So this is the entrance of the Zoological Park, and we are going to first take the ticket. The ticket was of 75 rupees per person, and today was Bakrid, today was a holiday, and that is the reason we thought कि okay चलो zoo चलते हैं. Okay, so the first stop is a fish aquarium where there were about 10 to 15 species of fish, and I couldn't show the inside of that. That was a separate another ticket of 10 rupees, so that's a separate thing. You can go inside that. There were about 10 to 15 species of fish. Then we started going towards the bigger animals, and let's go. So first stop was the tortoises. So there were two in this enclosure. So apparently the left one was about 70 years old, and the right one, which is a little bigger in size, was about 120 years old, which is like so long. Then these are all the small turtles, small macaques, and this was another small monkey species thing. And then these were the birds. The water was flowing, it was very cool. Then the next one was the small cat enclosure. So there were many beautiful small cats, like there was this leopard cat which had black spots just like the leopard. I'm not sure if it's visible, but yeah. And then the next spot was this butterfly park kind of thing. There were so many butterflies in that place. So there were different species of butterflies. They mentioned only a couple of the species, like the red-headed one and stuff like that. But apart from that, the species names were not there. But there were so many colors and sizes of butterflies there. So as you can see, there's this common butterfly, and there were many more butterflies that were there. Next up was the leopard. It was so majestic and beautiful. Then there was the white tiger. It was far on the far end of the enclosure, and it was very beautiful, but it was sleeping the entire time, and for some time it went and rolled over. So that was about it. Then moving on, there were just a few tigers here which weren't that visible because they were very far away. So that was about it. After this, we went to. There was a tiger there. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but yeah, there was the tiger there. Then we went to the deers. For the deers, there was a large area. There was a very large area for the deers, so they were just roaming around and having fun. Then this was the black swans that were there. So they were just swimming in the water and having the time of their life. Next up was the elephants. The elephants were really fun. As you guys know, I love elephants, and elephants are always so cute. Now, the next thing was the most interesting part. We were taking the jungle safari. So we got into this AC bus. It was a little time taking, the queue was long. So we took the AC bus, which was of about 120 rupees the ticket per person. So about kya hai isme, it was 120 rupees. We got into the AC bus. I ran to the end and got a nice window seat in the corner. I rushed to the corner and got a nice window seat. And the journey started. It's not a very long safari, but it's definitely a fun one. So there was a nice river flowing on the side. And there were a few crocodiles in that. We could see them. So that was cool. Then the first thing that we saw were, I think, I think some deers. We saw some deers. That was the first thing we saw. Oh, sorry. The first thing we saw were two peahens. Right. Then there were these tigers in the cages on the side. And also there was a lion that we saw in the open. So I'm not sure why some of them were in cages inside the safari and some of them were just roaming around in the open. So I'm not sure why that it was that way, but yeah. Then we saw many deers and the water was continuously flowing. That was pretty cool to go by on the side of the flowing water. And as people who know me know how much I'm obsessed with water bodies. Then I think we saw some some lions. We saw two lions. Oh, again we got back to deers. So there were many deers in the safari. We could see many deers and peacocks. Peacocks were also very beautiful throughout. Then I think there were bears. Yeah. So we saw the bears. Look at that bear. I think it's a sloth bear. It was just walking and it was a little sunny by this time. So it was having the time of its life. Then we saw some Nilgai and some wild bulls, and that was all we came out of the safari. It was not a very good safari. I've been to better, but then for a normal zoo, it was okay. We saw a couple of lions, a couple of tigers, and then we saw one bear, and uh, we saw the Nilgai and the boars and all that. Then after coming out of the safari, we saw the rhinoceros. That was very cool. And then we saw the hippopotamus, which was also very cool. And then we saw another hippopotamus, which was in water. It was almost submerged in water. So that was also pretty cool. Once that was done, we were, I think, in the end of almost the entire zoo was we were complete. We've completed the full tour. Then I think there was another leopard here. And that was all. After that, we went to have lunch. So we had some noodles. There were a lot of options there. So there were noodles, and we had some chaat items like dahi puri and bhel puri and all. And that was all. After lunch, I think we went to see the lions. So after lunch, we saw the lion. We'll get there, I think. Yeah. So there was a lion in one enclosure, and on the second one, there's a lioness. So I think this is the lioness, if you can see it clearly. Hmm. I think you can see it clearly here. That's the lioness that was walking there. That was pretty cool. Right. And after this it started raining. It started raining so heavily and we got drenched completely, entirely drenched. And in that drenched time we saw when it was raining so heavily. Okay, this was the ostrich, and after this it started raining heavily, and once it started raining heavily we all got wet, and we all got so wet, and we saw we were there near a giraffe enclosure, and the giraffe started dancing and running around, and that was pretty cool. I've never seen a giraffe dance, so that was pretty cool, and we had a lot of fun. It is a must visit. It will take around 3 hours maybe. the entire thing. It's not as big as zoos in other cities, but it's definitely a must visit, especially if the weather is good and you're with a couple of friends, you'll have a great time. So that was our day today, and we had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and if you did like this video, do like, share and subscribe, and do visit this place and have a great time. Thank you.